Hello, students, and anyone else who may be watching from home. My name is Zanzolo, also known as Mr. Borges, and today we're going to be doing our very first project in Scratch. I'm going to go fast, talk fast, but it's a video. You can rewind it if you need to. Okay, so I'm going to click the transporter link here. All of our lessons are going to be here. Right now there's only two. Welcome's one we've already done. If you haven't done it, stop the video, go back, do the welcome lesson. We're doing Hello World now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Hello World. Here's the assignment you probably already saw because this is the video you're watching right now. There's some example Hello World projects in here. We're going to click this link right here to go to our Scratch Studio. And then you're going to need to sign in. Now, hopefully you wrote down your username or password somewhere. If you haven't, write it down. Still, it's not too late. Okay, so La Catenta Studios 2020, 2021. I want you to follow this studio. So click the blue button here so that you're following it. It's going to help you because I use this studio a lot. In the comments here, I always put information about the things that your project needs. So, Hello World Challenge. Your project needs the following things. A sprite that is not Scratch Cat and says Hello World. You need another sprite besides Scratch Cat. You're going to need a backdrop. You're going to need a better title than Untitled. You're going to share your project, add it to the studio, and turn the URL into Canvas because we always do those things. And there's the example here. It's the example you already saw. All right, so going to click Create, button right here. And then once I do that, you're going to see all this stuff. So I'm going to briefly explain this stuff. This area right over here, we call this the stage. It's where everything happens. If this was a play, Scratch Cat would be an actor, and the audience, this would be all they ever see. All the rest of this stuff would be like backstage. It's important stuff that the audience never sees or maybe even knows about. Likewise, as computer programmers, this is the only thing that our audience, our users, ever see. And all the rest of this stuff is just here for us. It's for the computer programmers to make it all work. Now, we are not supposed to have Scratch Cat in our project, so I'm going to trash can Scratch Cat, and then we're going to get ourselves some new sprites. So I'm going to pick the Sprite Picker down here to choose a sprite. And there's all kinds of stuff in here. You're going to be able to pick your perfect sprite for your project. Whatever you're working on, this is the one I'm going to use. Okay, so right now the world is way too small for my needs. You can see right now it's set to 100%. I'm going to max it out. I don't know what, 500? And it'll only give me 487, but it's pretty good. I'm going to move it down, something like that. All right. Okay, I'm going to get myself another sprite now. So you could pick the Sprite Picker and choose another sprite. You could draw yourself a sprite. You could just randomly get yourself something by picking the surprise. Or you could upload something, either an image that you took or a picture that you took or something you found off the internet, as long as it's appropriate for school. Make no mistake about that, okay? I'm going to upload a sprite. And so for me, I've got this sprite right here that I'm going to use. Now this sprite's way too big. Right, the size is 100%. Again, I'm going to go into here and, I don't know, make it half as big, 50%. All right, that seems pretty good. Now, my sprite's standing in the water, and that's not a big deal. It's not really a problem, but it's kind of silly, and it's easy to fix. I'm going to go ahead and select the Earth sprite. Now, this isn't something I programmatically, I don't want the Earth to be spinning all the time in my project. I just want one time at the beginning to set things up so that it's rotated a little bit. I can still use some Scratch blocks to do that. Here's a block that turns things by 15 degrees. Turns them this way, this counterclockwise direction that I want. I'm going to click it a few times. So something like that. Seems good. I don't even need this block anymore. I'm going to go ahead and throw it away. Okay, so other things that we need, a backdrop. So the stage needs a backdrop. Here's where we control the stage. Here's our blank backdrop that you can see here now. I'm going to pick a new backdrop. So you can pick them from a menu, you can draw your own, you can randomly get something, you can upload a school appropriate image that you either took from your phone or from your camera, sorry, or from you found on the internet. I'm going to choose the backdrop and I'm going to use the filters that are up here, right? There's fantasy backgrounds, sports backgrounds, all kinds of different underwater backgrounds. I want a space background. All right, and that looks pretty good. So next thing to do is to decide who is going to say hello world. You could have the Earth say hello world. You could have your other sprite say hello world. Now you're going to have, who knows? You're not going to necessarily have an Earth and a guy, right? You could have a cat and a mouse. You could have a an elm tree and a carrot. Like, I don't know what you're going to have in your project. Have your own interesting creative idea, right? But of your 2 sprites that you pick for your project, right, you're going to decide which one of them says hello world. I'm going to have me say hello world. So I want this sprite to say hello world when the green flag is clicked, and that is an event. So we go over here to event blocks. Here we go. The event blocks have this round part on the top. It means you can't snap something on the top of most of them. Right? So when this block happens, when the green flag is clicked, all the blocks you snap underneath it will happen in order. So we want, when the green flag is clicked, we want the block underneath it to happen in order to be say hello. All right. And then try it out. All right, seems like it's working pretty good. And you can adjust things like, oh, okay, maybe I wanted to be more like this. Okay, seems good. So we don't want to say hello world though. Hello. This is our hello world project. So we want to say hello world. And is 2 seconds the right amount? I don't know. Try stuff out. Hello world. Okay, this seems good. So a few last things to do. We need a better title than untitled. Give yourself a meaningful title, right? Don't call your project Bob. We're not going to remember what that is in a couple of weeks. I got to put that in the gradebook somehow. I got to figure out what it is before I can even do that. Come on now. If your project's a Hello World project, call it Hello World, or call it My First Project, or call it HW. But call it something that makes sense, okay? Then we're going to share the project. If you don't have a share button there, that means you didn't verify your emails. So you're going to have to go back into your email, find the email that the Scratch team sent you, and then click the verify button in that email. Okay, 3 more things to do. One of them is instructions. I want you to always have instructions in your video. Always, please, and forever. Now, I know this project is simple. It doesn't really need a whole lot of instructions, but if you leave it blank, people might think you forgot, and then they're going to try to, oh, how do I make them jump? How does this game work? They're not going to know what's going on. Right? So just to make a good habit, we're always going to put something even in here. Something. You can put enjoy. You can put hello world. You can put click the green flag. You can put this project doesn't need instructions or something else. But I want you to always put something in here. Whoops. I want you to always put something in here. Don't leave it blank, please. You get points for putting something in there? Put it in there. Okay, now we need to turn this into canvas. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a triple click. Whoops. Triple click on the URL there, right click it and copy. Now we're going to go back to Canvas. Now mine says resubmit because I've been testing this out and I've already submitted mine, but you're going to click the submit assignment button. It's going to take you down here and say copy and paste the link to the website that you'd like to submit for this assignment. I'm going to click in here, do a right click and paste. And then put some comment in here if you want something you want to tell me. This is a place you can do that, and then click submit assignment. Throw some confetti, so that's how you know it got turned in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check. This is a 20-point assignment. Did you get your 20 points? I'm going to check. Did you have a background? Did you have 2 sprites? Did one of them say hello world? Did you have a better title than untitled? Each one of those pieces is worth like 5 points. If you did them all, yeah, it's a 20-pointer. You got your 20 points, you have an A+. If you forgot some of them, it's not too late. Finish up your project and then resubmit it, right? Get your points. This is easy points. Okay, what's left to do? I'm going to go back to Scratch and we're going to go back to our studio. So now that you're following the studio, this is the easiest way that everybody can get to the studio. You're going to click on your own name, go to your profile, and then as you scroll down now, you're going to see the studio that you're following. I'm following from past years, but you're going to see that 2020, 2021 studio. You're going to go ahead and click into here, and then we're going to go down to the bottom where it says add projects, and this is where you're going to add your project. So you click on your project to add it in. Right? I've got more than one here because this was not it took me more than one try to make this video. I'll admit that to you. That's why you see more than one down here. You add any other project. You want to add any projects that you've made to the studio. This is the place where you can do that. Okay, over time, all of your classmates adding all their projects to the studio, there'll be hundreds of projects in here for you to check out and share. All righty, so that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time. Bye.